But the Jews cried out that saying, if you release this man, you are no friend of Caesar. Everyone who makes him out to be a king opposes Caesar. Therefore, when Pilate heard these words, he brought Jesus out, sat down the judgment seat at a place called the Pavement. Verse 14, now it was a day of preparation for the Passover. It was about the 6th hour. And he said, behold your king. Verse 15, so they cried out, away with him, crucify him. Pilate said to them, shall I crucify your king? The chief priests answered, we have no king but Caesar. So he then handed Jesus over to be crucified. You see the final choice? Christ or Caesar? Christ or Caesar? Ladies and gentlemen, we make that choice ourselves every single day in which we live. And so many of us, we spend all of our time washing our hands. You know, that's not in my court. I have no problem there. Or we go and say, you know, I'm going to be neutral on this. It's too controversial. I'm just going to be neutral about this. That's what Pilate did. I'm going to be neutral about Jesus. Or we could say, I'm going to compromise a little bit. I'm going to go along. And that gullible part of our brain speaks to that irrational part of our brain, speaks to that pedestrian part of our brain, and then speaks to the reason part of our brain. We say, well, I'm going to take the philosophy that Sam Rayburn, Speaker of the House from Texas, was asked by young John Kennedy when he first was elected to Congress, how do you make it up here in Washington? Mr. Sam said, the way you get along is to go along. The way you get along is to go along. A lot of us who go by the name of Christian have adopted the same philosophy that Mr. Sam advocated to young John Kennedy and the same philosophy that Pilate had as he dealt with Jesus. The choice is always Christ or Caesar, Christ or Caesar. You say, well, if I stand up and I do this and I do that, man, I'll be in trouble in my office. Let us say, for an example, here's a man who decides he's going to marry another man, and we're going to give an office party for him, and I need to go to the wedding and the reception. Now, I don't agree with it, but I don't want to cause any controversy here. Let me tell you something, folks. We as Christians have to learn how to speak the truth and live the truth in love. It's going to be expensive to do it.